This umpire had 5 calls challenged and overturned in the first 3 innings. This breakdown is brought to you by SeatGeek. Now, it's a spring training game. He's a minor league umpire. We're getting used to the ABS system. I just wanted to look at him and see if there's a trend, see if there's anything going on. The first pitch at the bottom, the first, doesn't call it a strike, and the catcher's like, what? Hold on. They quickly go take a look. I mean, that pitch is smothered by the zone. It's not on the edge anywhere. It's well in the zone, height-wise and width-wise, so they overturn that. I don't know what happened on that. The next one, same inning, he calls it a strike, and the batter's like, no, you're overcompensating for the last one. That ball isn't in the zone at all. Contreras is just smiling like, watch this, dude. That ball missed away and missed low. It's a ball 2 ways. What was called a strike. So it's off to a rough start. A little fist pump from WC there. People calling him that these days? No. Top of the second inning now, and it's the Red Sox turn. Again, first pitch of the inning. This is the second time it's the first pitch of the half inning gets challenged. Again, doesn't call it a strike. Ranger Suarez is like, dude, that is in the zone both ways. I mean, that's in there. You'll see. That pink needs to be touching the white. So that ball can stray pretty far away and still be a strike. So, man, the first 3 are kind of like not even good. That one, that looked like right down the middle to me. It's probably not right down the middle. And they tap again. Okay, we finally got a ball that's on the edge. I think that's an acceptable one. Things happen. This is why it's here, to overturn it quickly. It's on the edge. Called it a ball. It's a strike. Bottom 3, we've got another one. Now, you're overcompensating now, man. You're trying to correct what you did wrong. You're calling it a strike because you got it wrong last time, but this time it's actually below the zone. Again, these are what we were expecting the last 2. The first 3 are insane. So the numbers always fascinate me on this because it's like, I had 5 calls out of 152 pitches. Well, a lot of those pitches were swung at, meaning the umpire isn't needed. If the guy swings, you don't need to call balls or strikes. So you take away all of the pitches that were swung at, you take away the one hit by pitch, and then you take away all the pitches where the catcher didn't even frame it. You didn't even try to trick the umpire into thinking it was a strike because it was such a bad pitch. And then if you'll allow me, and if you don't allow me to do this, that's fine. That's fine. But I took away all like the center cut strikes that the batter himself concedes that's a strike. Like, yep. Like, do you need the umpire for that? No one's arguing it. That's a strike. That one, no one's arguing that's dead center. And these aren't on the edge. They're not in the shadow zone, so to speak. So you take away those 5, you are left with 26 calls needed to be made by the umpire in the first 3 innings. He got 5 of them wrong. That's 80%. Is that good? It's such a hard job. I think it's too hard of a job for a human to do. I'm glad we have ABS. I think eventually we're going to be like, there's just going to be a very quick system. If it's in the shadow zone, we're just going to like help the ump out, and all the other ones, he can just move the game along. Like I said, I tried to find a trend, try to figure out what's going on here. These are the 3 pitches he called a ball, and they got overturned as strikes. Now, the 2 to the lefties, I kind of understand. You'll see here he sets up his head on the inside with the lefty up. And a lot of umpires do this, and it's for safety, so they don't take foul balls straight to the face. I've talked about this a lot over the years. The umpires who do this are very susceptible to wrong calls on the outside of the plate because their head is on the inside, and they're looking across at the outside. So when that ball comes, they don't have an angle right behind the plate. You know, angles are deceptive. So those I kind of understand. This one is baffling to me because he's set up on the inside and has a perfect line. Catcher's not in his way. That ball comes and it looks like he just froze. Catcher goes to throw it back and can't believe it and taps his head. Let's take a look at this one again because I think we're going to see this over the course of the season. They measured the players standing upright is what we've been told. But then the players crouch when they swing. So on this pitch, it's a called strike. And right afterwards, Contreras is going to stand upright. All the weight's on his left foot, and he taps his helmet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that cutout of him standing there. That's probably closest to him standing upright. And then we're going to watch this pitch again. That's where it crosses, and look at Contreras' knee here. It's crouched way down. So if the umpire is using that as a reference, it's not the actual strike zone. The umpire has to take into account where his knee would be standing up because that's where he got measured. So let's slide in the standing up Contreras, draw lines at both their knees, the back knee and then the standing knee, and you can see that ball is above the zone based on the knee the umpire's seeing, below the zone based on the knee they are making the ABS strike zone out of. So batters are going to know their knee level and their personal strike zone, the bottom of their zone. They're going to know that better than umpires because they carry it with them everywhere they go, and they know how much they're squatting below their line or standing upright. So that's going to be something interesting I think we should look out for, because when they go to the review here, you can see that is below his knee. If I drag over those two lines, this is not actual math, but maybe science by editing. Wow. Looks like that's what's going on. So I wonder if that's going to happen a ton. And also, I don't want anyone coming at this umpire. It's very hard to do this, and this is happening all over spring training. I just chose this to make a little video about it, but the Yankees overturned like 6. It's happening a lot. I think it's very hard to call balls in the shadow zone of the plate, and it's nice that we have a standardized system for viewers and players to know, no, that's not a strike, that's a strike. I know what zone is coming with me and is happening. That's my opinion. And if you're interested, very quickly, in the bottom of the 4th inning, they went to challenge one again. This time, he finally got it correct, and the catcher got it wrong. But at that point, they're like, dude, this ump is so wrong. Anything we want, just challenge it. But that was actually well below the zone. The crowd gave him a nice applause for that. So good job by him. Welcome to ABS Baseball. We're going to get things right. Get yourself some tickets. Use code Jomboy10 for 10% off any tickets at SeatGeek. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring this breakdown. Thank you to you guys for watching. 10% off with code Jomboy10.